Have you played video games before, like anything?
Hmm.
Okay. Have you ever bought anything in the game?
Yeah, like a Fortnite skin or whatever.
Yeah, that's an NFT right there. It doesn't exist. You paid a certain money for it. It gives you a certain value.
Oh,
Just be smart with your money. That's it.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's very simple and to the point. I think a lot of people can grasp that. Um,
Yeah.
let's shift gears to your TikTok.
TikTok.
You're kind of TikTok
My
famous.
social media. I am a little bit.
How did that
Well,
happen?
well, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, everything.
Hmm.
That all started since I moved here, started going to car shows. I mean, I do like cars, but I also got into like going to events and stuff for networking to be around wealthier people to get to learn things from them.
Let's
Like
talk about that real
we're
quick. I actually
Go
like
ahead.
that because I feel like there's people who. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you
No,
off
no,
like
no, no,
that, but
no,
I think
no,
that's
no.
super important. I think because I always heard like, show me your five friends. That's going to be your future. Have you heard that?
Exactly, yeah.
And
I've heard that thousands of times, yeah. And it's true. The
yeah,
people that you will surround yourself, you will turn like them.
and so
Even if they are not your friends, even if you're just hanging out with them, you see them, you talk to them, you know what they are doing, it will affect you. Not necessarily you need to hang out with them like a few times a week or something. You just
just being
talk to them.
around them, right?
Yeah, just being around them. Yeah, totally.
I think that's so. I think that's a. I don't even want to call it a skill, but it takes a sort of like you have to want it. You know what I mean? You have to want
Oh yeah.
better for yourself. And so I know sometimes when people, because they could come off very like, I'm just going to play devil's advocate because it could come off kind of like, oh, like you're only around them because they're wealthy or, or they have a
Well,
thousand followers on TikTok or whatever.
well, yeah. You shouldn't do things for that. Like you shouldn't go become friends with someone because they're wealthy. You become their friends or like just get to know them to learn from them to like get something from them as like not like money or anything like that or anything like materialistic, but more like what they can teach you.
I like that because I'm a big believer in you can learn anything from anybody,
Oh yeah,
no matter if they
anything
have
from anyone. Yeah,
millions of dollars or if they have
then nothing.
very, very little. I think you can learn anything from
Honestly,
anybody.
yeah, honestly, I've learned a lot of things from people that are not even wealthy. Not like, I mean, as I said, when I was younger, we weren't anything crazy. I learned how to save money. I learned how to not spend my money on stupid things. And that was like one of the main things. I learned to be kind to people. I learned how to do my best to help anyone I can, be respectful, just normal like manners and things like that. A lot of people that are wealthy don't even respect that. They have no respect for money or what they have. When you're not wealthy, you earn that. You'll have a respect for what you have, and that's why you could help other people or teach it, things like that.
What's
And
something
that's one
that
thing.
I'm sorry.
No, no, you go.
I was gonna ask, what's something that you've learned from being around, people who are affluent? What's something that is not so common to know, but something that a lot of wealthy people do that you've learned from being around those networks and those circles.
Basically, the main thing is like it's not even about the money. Like it's about your passion. You do something that makes you happy. You have a goal, something. Even it's difficult. Like a lot of these guys that are super wealthy, millionaires, billionaires, a lot of them are like dropped out of like school or college, something like that. Yesterday, I was at the 4th of July party. Um, this guy, he was in like computer science like major in college. He dropped out. He started his own gaming company. Then he has a startup and a bunch of other stuff. Now he's like very, very sad. It's just what you want to make your life. Just focus on that, set a goal, make smaller steps to reach that goal, and never give up. Yeah.
So a lot of, those people or those individuals who are wealthy, they just found their lane pretty much. That's what I'm hearing. They
Yeah.
found their lane and they just kind of ran with it. You know what I mean? And they
They
just kind
found
of.
their lane. They worked as hard as they could. They sacrificed a lot of things. Like, when we were working, I didn't go to any parties. I didn't go out. I was just work, go home, study, do my own work. Like, same thing. Like, I will wake up around 6 a.m. And like, those videos that are like, we wake up at like 5 a.m., we go to the gym, do this. That's all fake. Nobody does that. Yeah.
They just do
I,
it for social media.
yeah, totally. I have to like sometimes I wake up at 6:25 because stock markets opens at 6:30, like just 5 minutes. Um, some days that I know I need to do a little bit of research, I wake up earlier, get ready for the market to open, things like that. Some days I don't even trade. I just want to wake up, go to the gym, go out, do something. Yeah. Um, but just have a goal, have your mindset, just work as hard as you can to reach that. Anything you can do. You have to sacrifice things. You have to sacrifice not going out with friends, not spending too much time having fun, things like that. Because later, when you become successful, you could do whatever you want. You could go traveling. You could go out with friends. Anything you want. Yeah.
I like that. I like that because that's definitely where I'm at right now. Like I'm just trying to focus, get myself to that place where, I have the time freedom. Because it sounds like you have time freedom, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. See, so I think that's very noble because now you have your whole life to kind of almost do what you please. Obviously, you're still going to work, and obviously, you're still going to do what you have to do. But I like that because for me, like I want to get to a place where I can get my brother and like, hey, let's go to New York this week or whatever. No,
Oh yeah.
that's just an example, but that's I think a lot of times, what I see a lot of times people who are a lot of times people in their 20s, you know what I mean? Obviously you're in that college life and you want to party up, fine, fair enough, but there is a time where like you need to buckle down and like, okay, like if I do this for the next 4 to 5 years, I'm not going to make any progress, you know what I mean? And so you have to make that decision where like, okay, like I'm gonna sacrifice time with friends, I'm gonna sacrifice time with family, and I'm gonna put my head down and just go for it. And then once I pick my head up again, and it's 5 years, 7 years later, 10 years maybe, I'll be at a place where like, okay, like I can start doing with my time with however I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I haven't seen my family in over 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, my stepsister and my stepmom were in the US when I moved the like first few years, but then the rest of it I've been living alone. I mean, that's one sacrifice. I haven't seen my family. That was pretty difficult for like a 14, 15-year-old kid that came
Yeah.
here, didn't know anything, and but like I just had to do it. That's one thing. The other thing was like I had to study hard as I could, get a good SAT score, be good in school, have a good GPA. I mean, that was something for if you wanted to. I mean, I wanted to become a doctor, a neurosurgeon. So for that, I needed to like get the best grades I could to go to medical school. I mean, someone doesn't want to do that. They want to go into business, something. More experience is more important in business. The more time you have, more experience you have, that's more important. You get a normal degree in college, let's say if you want to do like computer science, something. You just get your basic degree and then you go work for a company and you grow from there. You do your own stuff on the side too. You could do your own I don't know, like website management, any like website creation, something like that.
Yeah.
If you want to go do make games, go ahead. You want to go work for a company that's like a startup, go ahead. Like,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
like
what
that.
you do.
Let's uh let's talk about your NFT project. What are you working on?
Well, it's called Partisan Cats. We haven't launched it yet or anything. It's not even on OpenSea yet. OpenSea is where like NFTs you could buy and sell. It's
Hold
one
on.
of the biggest markets.
Let's backtrack for a second.
Sure.
In a very very short way, can you explain NFTs?
Yeah. Okay. Have you played video games before? Like anything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you ever bought anything in the game?
Yeah, like a Fortnite skin or whatever.
Yeah, that's an NFT right there. It doesn't exist. You paid a certain money for it. It gives you a certain value. But more complicated way of explaining it. Let's say like an art piece. Um, let's say this art piece is on a blockchain contract. Let's say that blockchain contract is a piece of paper. They are moving this from different museums to other museums. Every museum has to sign it and tell who is going to. And when the time they have it, everything is on that paper, right? And that paper is basically stuck to this piece of art, and you could track it basically. Let's say someone takes the art piece, copies it, and puts it back with the paper, continues it. It's clearly seen on that contract piece of paper that like, hey, this is not the original art piece, something like that. And that's basically what the NFT is. It's something virtual or physical that's on a contract on the blockchain with a certain value on it that has a set owner and everything is public. Yeah.
Gotcha. So it's like virtual art. It's kind of like
It
having.
could be virtual anything. Like yeah. It's
Gotcha.
most of the time is some sort of like profile picture. Some people do sell fine arts as an NFT. People sold houses, cars. Some dude blew up a Lamborghini, sold pieces of it as NFTs. Even Lamborghini itself did an NFT. Like a lot of companies doing NFTs now, like Pepsi, Nike. Yeah, but it's just digital art. It's a non-fungible token, digital art.
Yeah, and you're working on creating one, right?
We did create the art. We're working on the contract like right now. We're going to put it on OpenSea pretty soon, and we have to grow the community and everything. But so far, it's called Partisan Cats. 20. So there's something called a DAO. DAO is a decentralized like group of people that it's like it doesn't have any leader or anyone that controls it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in that system controls what happens in there. So our project, the numbers we are still changing them, but originally it was 30% was going to Ukraine, 20% was going to the DAO, 50% was going to our team, and every NFT we are thinking to put it as 0.3 ETH. That's around $300 each, and there's 9,999 of them. So you would say if we sold all of them in the first few days of minting is when someone buys that piece, basically. It would be around like $3 million and 1.5 million would go to the DAO and Ukraine. Yeah.
Hmm.
But we are still changing that up a little bit. Like what the last thing we did, um, we will put all the money into the DAO, then DAO decides what goes to Ukraine. Yeah. So
Okay.
and our DAO members, they have to own 5 of our NFTs to get access to the DAO to vote. Yeah. And like someone buys 10, they get 2 votes. Someone buys 15, they get 3 votes. It goes like that.
Hmm.
You just imagine the DAO as like a group of people that bought something to get access to that. And Partisan Cats are basically like tigers, lions, leopards, cheetahs, pictures like that. I could send you some. I don't know if you could put it on your screen or not, but
I could put it in post.
yeah, we could do that. I will share it to you after then. But yeah, we have our website done. We are working on the contract. We are working on basically like back end stuff. Everything for the art is done.
Okay, so it's like it's almost ready, just a little bit of tightening up.
Yeah, just a little bit of things. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that's awesome, man. It's it's still like an area that I'm not again too versed in, but I know it's in it's a worthy. It sounds like a very worthy investment. A lot of people who are kind of in that, even if you're in the curator economy, it sounds like NFTs. It's kind of like part of that community. Like you have one, and it's kind of like it sounds like a pretty
I mean,
worthy
you have
investment.
you have full ownership of it. You could trade it, you could sell it, anything. I mean, a lot of these good projects, you buy them for less than like 500 to like 1,000, and they become like 100,000 more. Like, I mean, 4 Day for CryptoPunks or like World of Women, like for example, like Moonbirds. These projects are 10x, 20x of their original money. Like some of these pieces are 600,000, 900,000, million. Most expensive one like 100 and something million, 69 million. A lot of people make a lot of money. Yeah.
That's
There is
awesome.
there's a creator part of it, the artist. There is the people that flip him. Somebody buys it for like $200, sells it for 800. Then there is those that actually collect it. Yeah, there's different niches in NFTs. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into it a little bit more so I can have a better understanding. But you got that going on, and we're gonna wrap up here in a little bit. Let's talk about. Let's go back to your TikTok, because your TikTok is mainly you're just showing cars, right?
It's just automotive. Yeah. My
Yeah.
my my all my social media is basically that. I mean, I
Yeah.
do social media management too, for other brands and communities, things like that. Um,
Can we talk
but
about your? And we don't have. You don't have to go into super detail if you don't want to, but let's talk about your streams of income, because I think that's important for people to realize. Like having multiple streams of income
yeah,
is should be a norm. You know what I mean?
yeah, oh yeah, you at least need like 4 or 5
Okay.
to
How
be
many
like
do you
really
have?
successful. Well, basics of it is my main job, like as like computer science. Second one, the biggest one after that. I mean, these ones that I'm listing are more than the first one, but these are the 5 sources of income. It's like a main job you have. There is a business for social media management, marketing, things like that. Then there is my actual social medias myself. Like I make money from those two sponsors, things like that. Um, there is cryptocurrency investments. There is NFTs, and there is stock market. There is the stock market itself has different types, but all of that together is like basically 6 or 7, let's say. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting into. I'd like to manage social media as well, and I think it's a skill that you know I have almost. I feel like I can do it. You know what I mean? What?
No, yeah, totally. You're
Um,
making good content, man. Like I've been watching your podcast. Your
Thank you.
YouTube is doing pretty well. Instagram, you're doing well. I would say if you're, I saw your, I know you have a TikTok too, but you don't post your podcasts on it. Make the best part of your podcast, make it into a short form video, post it on your TikTok, and say like, hey, the rest of it is on YouTube. People will go watch it. Yeah. Do
Thank
it
you, man.
everywhere.
I appreciate it.
Do it on do it on Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. A lot of
Yeah.
people are more friendly with short form content, and that's like a really big thing now. That's why Instagram made the Reels page to try combat TikTok, and that's why YouTube did the same thing. So make as much content as you can on these platforms. I would say for you, you can. What would you say your community is mainly about? Like,
It's a lot of like, so do you know who Jay Shetty is?
yeah, yeah,
So he has a
I heard of.
podcast, very similar to how I am modeling my podcast. Um, and he talks to anybody and everybody,
Yep.
which is what I'm doing. And so he doesn't have a particular niche. I think his thing is like the value that he gives to
Yes.
audiences through the people he, talks to, which I'm trying to
All right.
do. And
Yeah.
so it's very broad as far as like a niche, but I feel like my content is very geared towards people who are open minded, who want to learn, and a lot of it is self improvement, and I go into a lot of like spirituality, so a lot of
Yes.
kind of like spiritual stuff, and so it's kind of, I don't want to say it's all over the place, but it kind of is, but it's more like
It's not like I wouldn't say it's all over the place. It's a lot of content and a lot of information in all your podcasts. Like I wasn't that big into any like spiritual things or anything like that, and I started
mm-hmm,
watching your videos and I learned a lot. You remember I commented on your Instagram. I'm like, I didn't
mm-hmm,
believe on these things. Now I'm like, I do more
mm-hmm,
because I mean it's good. I learned that like, hey, you should spend a little bit of time on yourself to like, I don't know, like work out, be more healthy, eat more healthy, read, be open minded. I don't know, like relax, things like that. Yeah.
yeah,
But I would say make like 3 videos on TikTok a day and do them. I could send you more pictures of like what it looks like, but then on TikTok, when you have a creator tool, you go on your analytics and you go to your followers at all the way at the bottom. Like I don't know if you guys can see, but it shows you a graph
mm-hmm,
that like what time your most followers are active. Like just at the beginning of my like graph that starts picking up is around like 6, 7 a.m. Then the peak of it is at 9 a.m. Then when it starts going down is around 1 or 2. I post like I don't post 3 videos a day. I just post one right before the peak. But for you, you would post one for a certain group of audience when it's picking up, one and it's at the top, then one later when it's going down. So you
mm-hmm.
post 3 videos a day. You could repost the same exact videos without the watermarks on Instagram and YouTube. You could edit them on a like a third party app like VN Editor or anything like that, CapCut, then re-upload it on those 3 platforms. And from that, you will just gain a lot more audience. More people
Yeah,
will see it. People on Instagram, people on YouTube, people on a lot of people on Twitter, like podcasts. You could definitely go on Twitter too, like
yeah,
tweet about your podcast, talk to people. Yeah.
yeah. I got to figure out how to grow on Twitter, on Instagram and TikTok. It seems like TikTok. The key is volume, and
Hmm.
obviously timing it as well. And then on Instagram, it seems like they want you to use a lot of their features, so like reels, carousels, geotagging. I don't know how much
Yeah.
geotagging works, um, but yeah, no, I agree with you, man. Like
I
creator.
would say Reels on Instagram is the biggest one because if you even post videos or pictures, it won't show it in the feed of anyone. Like
Hmm.
that's how the algorithm changed recently. You have to post Reels now, and you could even make pretty good money from Reels if you get high number of like views. It caps at 11 million a month, but you could make like $1,200 from
Did
11
you
million.
did you grow a lot from TikTok? Like because I know you have, how much followers do you have on TikTok?
It's like 222 or 223. I don't know. Let me see.
It's a lot, 250,000.
223.5.
So you have a 250,000 on TikTok, and
Yeah.
then
Like 21 on 21,000 on Instagram, like close to 6,000 on YouTube and Twitter.
And that's
Yeah.
all organic.
Yeah.
You didn't have to buy. It's all organic.
Yeah.
How did you? What are some of the strategies you did to grow your social media platforms? I mean, you kind of touched on it, but maybe we missed something.
Just post what you like. Post like be comfortable on social media. Don't be like, hey, this video. Like a lot of things I learned for like social media, I learned from Gary V. Like
Hmm.
I didn't like TikTok. I was like, this is stupid. Girls and guys dancing and posting cringe content and like it's a bunch of kids. And I was like, it has crazy potential. If one of these videos goes viral, it will get millions of views. So, and after that happens, you could keep the followers, like keep posting similar content and just get to build your community. You could
Hmm.
switch your content, like you could go from real estate to like cars to lifestyle to finance, that like all of those go together and people will
Hmm.
like all of those. And like someone that likes cars, they will like houses or jets or something towards that like similar line of like finance and like lifestyle. Yeah. So as you said, you're going to get your real estate license and go be an agent. One thing you could do different is you could showcase the houses online, like on
Hmm.
TikTok, YouTube. Hey, this is the house. Like you don't necessarily need to put the address, but you could just walk over around the house, explain it, something like that. Even
Hmm.
apartments, anything. You just make content. Yeah, people like those stuff. One thing is like attention expands are going down so bad. Like it takes 2-3 seconds for someone to scroll past a video. So if in that first 2-3 seconds you don't provide some important value and like a call to action to that person, they won't watch it. Like they will just scroll past it.
Yeah.
Keep the videos pretty short, maybe like 20-30 seconds, something like that. Even lower than that is better, like 15-20 seconds. Yeah, just make it a lot of like transitions in the video that people won't get bored. You just have to trick their brain. You
Yeah.
know, people will watch 2-hour videos with no problem, but you just need to want to watch it. You do something at the start of the video to grab their attention, and they will watch the rest of it. You could put text to speech, you could do voiceovers, you could do a lot of things on the screen. Like in your podcast, you could like basically type whatever the person is saying as like a caption with
Hmm.
pictures, videos, things like that, and people will their brain will look at everything and spend more time watching the video than it will push it farther. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Okay.
just have to trick people. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The key is just to hook people in the beginning
Hmm.
and find a way to keep them watching.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And at the end of it, say like if you guys like the content, you could follow, you could go watch the rest of the podcast on YouTube, you could follow me on other socials, things like that. Like the video, share it, follow it. Yeah. People that don't say like I personally don't put that in any of my videos. And that's
Yeah.
probably why like I have close to 5 million likes on my videos and I have close to 80 million views, but from that I only gained 230,000. If I
Hmm.
did do that, I didn't really understand that and I didn't know how to put that in automotive videos because I'm not talking in any of them. I'm just posting the content. If I
Hmm.
would have posted it in my comment section in every single video, probably I would be at like 400, 500K because I know people that done it that gain a lot more followers. Yeah.
Hmm. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
You know,
Thanks
like
for.
Graham Stephan puts like, hey, hit the like button at the start of the video and shows like a picture of like a sloth or says something funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps a lot on videos. So you could do things like that. Yeah.
Just little things to kind of give people a call to action to follow you on your content journey.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like you could make like, does your podcast has like certain name or anything? You haven't picked it yet?
Right now, yeah, it's called Henosis. Um, so
Yeah.
Henosis is the classical Greek word for mystical oneness, union, and unity. And
Yeah.
so, but I'm not like completely like
I mean, that's a cool name, man. You just make three accounts. Henosis clips. You just
Hmm.
post short clips of the actual podcast.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Joe Rogan does the same thing. Logan Paul from Impulsive does the same thing. Like, a lot of these big podcasts make short form content and they make a different account. Then you will have two sources of income from social media. You'll
Mm,
have your main account, you will have a second YouTube account that posts clips. Yeah.
gotcha. All right. Well, thanks for sharing all that. I know
You're welcome, man.
you have quite a bit of following on your social media platforms. But yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying this. I've enjoyed our conversation so far, bro. A couple
Me
last
too.
questions, and then we'll wrap it up. Um, First question is, what do you define as success?
I would say success is when you're happy with where you are at life and you won't you don't really want to like do much more or any crazy things. There's no needs that you have, like not necessarily for money. Like, you just have to be happy and like where you are in your life. I would say that's when you're successful. That's when you're happy. Yeah. When you're
Success is when you're
comfortable with your
happy.
life.
Okay.
A lot of
And
people have a lot of money, they're not even happy. Yeah.
I agree.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of problems. Yeah.
And there's people who don't have any money and they're extremely happy.
Yeah. Yeah. You just have to be comfortable with your life and be happy with who you are and where you are in life. Yeah.
Gotcha. I love that. And then one last question. Um, what do you think the purpose is to life?
Okay. I would say if you could do something that would help others, like if you start a company or something like that that would benefit the world, help someone, I would say like that could be a big purpose to have. I mean, originally I wanted to be a neurosurgeon to just help people, save lives, things like that. But then I got into uh, basically like computer science and stuff. I was like, maybe farther down, I could build a community or like a business out of it, something bigger that would reach more people. Like, I would say helping people, being happy, and just do be your best, like do the nicest things. Uh, it is so complicated to explain that, but I would say like your purpose is to find what you want to do, follow that path, and help people as much as you can, um, and just follow your dreams, man. Set a goal, reach that goal. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. I ask that question to like that's how I end every podcast. I ask those two questions, and a lot of answers have been different, which I want. I want people to kind of see the diversity. Like it's not black or white. You know what I mean? It's hey,
Everyone
like
has a different perspective. Yeah.
yeah,
Everyone has a
cool,
different view of the life. So,
love it. And you defined it as finding your purpose and then adding value to the world. And so that's a beautiful response. All right, Maddie. Well, thank you so much, man. Where can people find you? And I know you're working on an NFT project, and feel free to talk about or tell people what you're working on and where they can find you.
well, on every single platform, it's Mahdiyar Saberi. And it's difficult, but it's Mahdiyar Saberi. Every single platform is the same. And when they search it up, even if they search up half of my first name, it will come up because as far as I know, I'm the only person in the US with my first name and last name. And the, because it's a bigger page, it will come up first. Yeah.
Cool.
That's
All
where
right.
everyone can find me.
Well, thank you again, man. And don't end the call yet. I'll stop the recording. But yeah, thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Thank you for having me.